Marci Show, a late-night comedy show for everyone. This will be our third and final episode of our very first season. Well, I mean, technically there was a lost fourth episode, which might have been the best content to have ever been recorded. But sadly, it will never be seen. But ask anyone in studio. It was amazing. Ariana Grande was here. No, she wasn't. But it was so electric, it felt like her spirit was. Speaking of electric, Panera Bread has hired the former Theranos crisis communications expert amid ongoing charged lemonade lawsuits. For those unaware, the Theranos company was shut down and landed its CEO in prison. This is like hiring the Joker to be your mental health advisor. I know the creator of Charged Lemonade is shaking right now, in more ways than one. In other large caffeinated beverage news, the world's largest iced latte was served in an 11-foot-tall cup at Dunkin's corporate office right here in Massachusetts. College students are calling this their first cup of the day. Starbucks, in order to compete, will be adding this size to their menu next fall. The size will be called Teeny Weeny, and it will cost $11 million. A stray dog has made the news after he was seen climbing the Pyramid of Khafra in Egypt. But he's obviously on a quest. Do you mind getting the camera out of his face? People on the internet have been speculating about whether or not this dog was a reincarnated Egyptian god. But have you ever thought that maybe he's just cool as hell? Mark Zuckerberg changes his status to corrupt as he is pictured dining with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Together, they will create the worst app known to man. After seeing this hangout, I'm wondering if we'll finally get to see a Zuckerberg, Trump, and Elon Musk Powerpuff Girls Halloween costume. Speaking of really cool, awesome guys, a New Mexico man was awarded $458 million in botched penile surgery. Said the man, "Now I finally have enough money to have sex." A vandal has smashed Ebenezer Scrooge's tombstone used in the A Christmas Carol movie. Said vandal clearly did not finish the movie. Get ready for 3 ghost visits. A wild Katy Perry fan, while watching her perform at a nightclub, pulled an extension from the singer's hair and framed it. Honestly, I'd be pretty flattered. What did they even need that for? Did they need a lock of hair to make a potion that makes you a mediocre pop star? Honestly, if anyone is looking for it, you are all free to have locks of my hair. You can use it to make a potion that makes you a mediocre late-night host. Australia has passed a landmark social media ban for children under 16. And finally, I'm free from the chains of the 12-year-olds giving me 1 star on Dress to Impress. See you in 4 years, girl. The University of Texas announced that tuition will be free for students whose families make under $100,000 a year. And you know what? I'm out of here. Go Longhorns. Hook 'em. The Oregon Trail video game is said to be getting a film adaptation soon. And honestly, you guys, this is my Wicked. I have heard some spoilers about the endings, though. Something about dysentery? The Pew Research Center found that 72% of people think tipping is expected in more places than it was 5 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't really know anything about that, but man, reading all these news headlines sure really is hard work. I'll just throw my Venmo on the screen real quick, and the screen's gonna ask you like a really quick question, so I'll just turn that around. Anyways, thank you for a great season. Now stay tuned for our segment where we will be deciding which Emerson specialties are naughty and which are nice.
And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill.
Cutting. Sorry, can we get some of this?
Where in God's name is the gaffer's tape? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Casey, and we're the National Broadcasting Society.
Come out to some of our weekly workshops, or work on some of our sets.
Explore the bigger picture with NBS.
We'll see you there.
All right, let's get another take. Camera, sound.
Hi, I'm Atiah,
I'm Hilary,
and today we're your campus Santas.
and today we're going to be asking Emerson students
What's on the naughty or nice list?
All right, so we're here with Jillian, and we are going to ask what's naughty or nice on the Emerson campus. So first off, the snowman in the transportation building.
That's naughty. Is this
Why?
naughty?
Why is it naughty?
Because I was walking past the transportation building yesterday at midnight and it freaked me out because I thought something like was there. Like I thought it was an alarm.
Maybe it was just a good enough for you.
I didn't need that.
DH desserts. What's the worst DH dessert?
Like the cheesecake. I hate that cheesecake.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, next one. The library during finals.
I'm gonna be neutral on this because I don't go to the library finals. Instead of just sulking my dorm and just cry. Because I think doing that in public is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
So.
What about the new gym?
Oh, okay. Nice because the second floor is so big. It's really nice. The library have 2 floors. So my friend and I went and it was the highest of like 2
Duo.
Naughty.
Are you trying to like a Fortnite duo? I was like,
No. What about Fortnite Duo?
Nice.
And finally, the Walker bathrooms. Which floor has the worst one?
Fifth.
Nice answer.
Wow, I guess those Walker bathrooms are getting a pretty big lump of coal for the holidays.
Signing off from Atiah.
And Hilary.
Back to you in the studio.
Our guest tonight is a student filmmaker who is a talented writer, director, and producer, currently working on a limited series for EIV titled I'm Seeing Someone. It follows a hopeless romantic after she inherits a necklace that lets her see the future of her romantic relationships. Please welcome the amazing Ellen Connor. Yay! Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
So you're having a sleepover with your friends here in Boston. What are you ordering in food-wise?
Okay, 2 options. Pizza, quick, out of the way, comfort
sure.
food, or Instacarting a bunch of groceries and you're making something.
I love it. I have 2 questions. Where are you ordering the pizza from, if you're ordering pizza?
Oh, that was serious. Okay.
And then the second question, what are you Instacarting to make?
Okay. Pizza, I'm gonna like probably whatever's cheapest on Uber on like Uber delivery. And then stuff to make either pasta or cake. Or both. You know what? Both. Yeah, we're making pasta and cake.
Pasta and cake, both. Yum. Perfect.
They go so good together.
Just lots of pasta, lots of cake, and then you get into watching all your movies.
Exactly.
And having fun.
Exactly. You get it.
So talk to us a little bit about what inspired you to write I'm Seeing Someone.
Yeah, so 2 big things. One was freshman year of college, I broke up with my high school sweetheart, and then I got into a situationship, as you do in college. Yeah, and both of those relationships were just so different from each other. They were both such different people, and my relationships with them worked and didn't work for such different reasons. And I just thought that was so interesting that you could go through 2 different relationships and just they're such different experiences, but maybe they still both kind of work. Maybe they don't for, similar reasons, different reasons. And the other thing was, I feel like a lot of this generation, being raised on like Disney movies, kind of has this idea of like soulmates needing to find their soulmate or going through their current relationships, like, are you the one? And I think that takes enjoyment out of being in the moment, being in that relationship. And I think that even though it's kind of scary, you just have to really, truly like trust that, you know, if it's not gonna work, it won't work. But if it is gonna work, it will work. And I just think that's important for people to know.
That's so beautiful. And that's such a good embodiment of like young adulthood.
Thank you.
So you are the creative executive producer of I'm Seeing Someone, as well as the writer and director. That's crazy impressive. Do you have any tips for managing all these roles at once?
I would say my biggest tip is definitely to just use and utilize the cast and crew around you. You hired them for a reason, and they're as passionate, and they want to see this film succeed as much as you do. I truly could not have made I'm Seeing Someone without anyone, the PAs, boom ops, those roles, but then also my producers, shout out Andrew Glenner, John Besteman, and Thomas Hogan. They were incredible, but also just like everyone on set was so fun and hardworking at the same time that it really felt like so productive, but like truly, like we made something together. Like it's not just my thing, it's their thing too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's so true, that's how we feel about all of our casting crew. So what are your goals for the rest of your time here at Emerson?
I would say that my main goals are definitely to sort of, definitely like experiment more with what kind of films I want to make. I definitely want to kind of try out different styles of directing. I kind of maybe want to see what other roles in filmmaking there are, and I'd also love to network, get my foot in the door a little bit.
For sure, that's the best time to do it, honestly.
Right. No, the best time to do it was like 10 years ago.
Was in the womb when my parents were doing it.
Exactly. That's
So,
when I should have been networking.
If you could have a celebrity guest star on I'm Seeing Someone, who would it be? What would they be doing?
Okay. Glenn Powell.
For sure.
Multiple reasons. One, it's Glenn Powell. And two, my dad is obsessed with Glenn Powell.
I felt that.
Makes me watch all of his movies, all of them, and I have to do it for him. Glenn Powell, for my dad, please.
For Ellen's dad, please come to Boston.
Please come to Emerson. It would be so awesome.
So, Ellen Connor, what is your dream?
I would really love to make films that speak to people, and I think like films have been so formative in honestly like creating me, who I am. They really inform a lot of how I see the world, and I would really love to be that for someone else. I think that's such an incredible thing, to inspire someone or to be the person, be the film that changes someone's life in that sort of way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. That's awesome. And I'm sure you're doing it already. I'm sure people are getting that from I'm Seeing Someone.
Thank you so much.
No, truthfully. Anyways, Ellen, thank you so much for joining us today. We've loved seeing you on our set. Back to the desk. Well, that's our show and our season. Thank you so much to our incredible writers, cast, crew, and producers for making all of this possible. Thank you to our wonderful audience for tuning in, and thank you to all the trailblazer women who have come before me in working to make late night comedy a place for everyone. And finally, thank you to the staff at the Backstage Deli. I trust you all with my life. You keep this school running. Good night.